This message is being broadcast by the Department of Defense of the Republic. At 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, multiple unidentified objects were confirmed to have entered Earth's atmosphere. It is speculated that these objects are of extraterrestrial origin. The broadcast will quiet at this time for your safety.
Boo. Happy spooky season, people.
Woo!
Woogity boogity.
Woogity boogity.
Please refer to me as Daryl S. Pumpkins. Yes, you say the whole thing. Yes, every time.
Welcome, by the way. Welcome, Daryl. I heard you, I just want to be the first to say welcome back. I know you had a long 2-year bid.
Oh, well, thank you. Daryl, it's nice to be home.
It's... We're so happy to have you at the Pop Culture Corner.
Thank you.
So happy.
Quick shout out to Big Drip for stepping aside so I could co-host today, man. Daryl S. Pumpkins appreciates you, man. And I hope you a speedy recovery.
So Daryl, I just want you to do our intro. So I want you to say hello to the peoples, thank them and kind of give them, a feel.
What it do, people, man? I go by Big Drip. Big Drip. Imagine that. My man's still on my mind because I'm so appreciative of him.
Yes.
I'll go by Daryl S. Pumpkins, man. I'm just getting released. Your man just came home, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all checking us out, you watching the show and whatnot. We appreciate that, you know what I mean? Because we out here and we doing the thing, trying to entertain y'all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, I mean.
I definitely do.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So welcome to the corner, people. That's the slogan, right?
That's the slogan, yes.
Welcome to the corner.
So we want to say thank you to everyone, as always,
for sure,
for returning. If you are returning, thank you so much. And if you're new to the channel, if you like what you see today, make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, man, get involved, yo. We want to talk to you. I mean, Daryl just came home, so he wants to talk to some people. So by all means, comment, I'll give you my phone number right now. You give me a call. Daryl's lonely.
That's one thing that you and Big Drip have in common.
What's that?
Loneliness.
Oh, that is depressing. This is spooky season, not depressing season.
Yeah. So we left. Because we are recording on Halloween, we had to leave our big bowl of candy out on the steps. Hopefully, one kid just doesn't dump it all into his sack.
Yeah, well, Daryl S. Pumpkins don't play that. I got a belt in the back room, and I ain't afraid to beat somebody else's child. Don't steal my candy.
Yes. The way we usually do it here is I'll start off with some breaking news, and then I know you and Big Drip have similar tastes in media.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely. That's my man's right there.
Yeah, so you can do some. You can take over Getting Into Gaming and Anime Anarchy.
Yeah. Me and Big Drip had a long talk about what's going to go down today. So Daryl S. Pumpkins, he's hip. He's with it. And y'all
right.
Get ready to be entertained. You know what I mean? Because Daryl S. Pumpkins, I've been preparing that whole time, that whole 2-year bid. I was just writing down entertainment and jokes, and I was keeping up to date with news because I got into it one of those cutie pie CEOs. You know what I mean? She really liked Daryl S. Pumpkins, so me and her got a little thing, and I told her, sneak me in a Game Informer, a newspaper, and IGN Weekly every week so I could stay up to date. So that whole 2 years I've been preparing. I'm ready.
You ready for it?
Man.
Ready? He's ready.
You know what I did too? Daryl S. Pumpkins with that little cutie pie that worked at the CEO. I made her pre-order a PS5 for me while I was in there, so that bad boy waiting for me. Ha ha.
Oh, God. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Boo.
Happy Halloween. So, we got a freaking sweet Halloween edition for you today. We're going to keep it, we're going to theme it a little bit. We'll still deliver the news for you. We'll get you everything that you're accustomed to, but we're going to spook you out as well.
Boo.
I got some recommendations that are very Halloween-centric, and I got some...
as does Daryl S. Pumpkins.
Yeah, so I got some... my recommendations are very themed, and I hope Daryl's are as well. So I guess we can start it off. So today, Sean Connery passed away.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Sean Connery is best known. Daryl S. Pumpkins told you he was studying this whole time. Sean Connery is most known for playing James Bond back in the day. He was also in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. And and he was also a main character in the classic SNL joke of Jeopardy. Sean Connery wasn't there himself, but one of the actors were portraying him, and it's a legendary skit. So shout out to you. Rest in peace, big homie.
Yeah, and all living, current, and former Bonds paid tribute to him today.
Yes.
He passed away at the age of 90. So
lived a long, healthy, successful life. Daryl S. Pumpkin's gonna pour out some liquor for you later, homie.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
And he brought like a humorous but like a sly Bond to the screen. So he was very original.
All those Bond tropes, those came from him. The name Bond, James Bond, that was all him. The whole James Bond's a playboy player thing, just like Daryl S. Pumpkins, came from Sean Connery's portrayal of the character. So everything you know of James Bond, that man is responsible for. So you pay respect to that man tonight before you go to bed. Yes. Because he's earned it.
Also, getting away from the more, sad stuff, and, we do want to just say, thoughts out to his family. And
hey, real quick, it's a little boggling to Daryl S. Pumpkins that on Halloween, our spooky season episode of the Pop Culture Corner, somebody died. We have an announcement of somebody dying.
Yeah, it's the first thing, right?
A little crazy, right?
That is
spooky.
Very, very, very. So Ray Fisher's back in the news. You been keeping up with that?
Yes, I have.
Ray Fisher's back in the news. So this time, so this is a little bit more, I don't know what you want to call this, but I call it racism. So Joss Whedon, apparently, now this is all coming from Ray Fisher. I mean, there's no evidence of any of it leaked out or anything like that. However, so Joss Whedon changed the complexion of a person of color's skin because he didn't like the tone of their skin. So he lightened the complexion in...
Daryl S. Pumpkins is calling poppycock. All right, I'm sorry, but that's just insane. Daryl S. Pumpkins does not believe any of that, and I'm particularly offended because when people make up silly things and do stuff like that, it takes away from the actual movement and the actual problems that are going on. This is why when people try to make some kind of movement, nobody takes them seriously and they immediately throw it away because of silly things like this. In post, I'm willing to bet that in post, like it was just like a lighting thing or like there was a contrast or something. Something was wrong in the shot. Not for nothing, but like skin complexion does, light shines off of darker skin, etc., so forth. So yes, maybe you had to change up some images, maybe lighten the tone a little bit, but I refuse to believe that it was because he thinks you're too dark skinned. I'm sorry, that's just insane to me and silly. And I'm willing to bet that within Warner Brothers executives, the boardroom and the people who handle stuff like that, hiring directors and whatnot, there has to be at least one black person or somebody of color within that group. And I'm pretty sure, like, if Joss Whedon was this huge, big racist that thinks people are too dark-skinned, so I'm going to lighten the tone, somebody would know that. You know what I'm saying? And they wouldn't have hired him. I'm sorry. I can't believe that. I'm sorry. It's just too much.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's no actual evidence.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I just, and on the flip side, on the MCU side of it, Joss Whedon handled a couple of movies, but at the time,
I mean, but think about it.
Like, it's a cast of white people.
There was literally not a single black person.
Nick Fury.
Well,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Not an Avenger.
But Samuel L. Jackson.
If you disrespect Samuel L. Jackson, he backhands you.
Yeah, but so I have a hard time believing that it's true. Like we would have heard something from Sam by now. I don't know if he's ever worked with Anthony. What's his last name? McKenzie or Falcon? Whatever.
Yeah.
Anthony McKenzie or whatever his last name is. Nobody on the.
You always get names wrong, man. Yeah. It cracks me up.
This is the first time we're meeting. I've never met you before.
That's right. So I had to take that mask off because it's really giving me a headache.
Yeah.
Like the latex smell.
You got a big head.
Yeah, the latex smell is messing with me. But
So much for
real
that.
quick plug, Daryl. Got the new.
Shameless plug.
Oh, I can do this camera now because we have multiple cameras.
Oh yeah, shut up.
New pop culture corner hats came
Come
in
holler,
today.
holler at us if you want one, man. You got, you comment in the section, let us know, whatever. Do the thing, let us know, man. You give me $10, I'll send you one.
No. They go. So we're selling them for $14.
I'm selling them for $15. Daryl S. Pumpkins, I have spoken.
So we're selling them for $14. So if you
Selling
want
them
one,
for $15.
if
Daryl S. Pumpkins needs his
cut.
Yeah, my cut.
All right,
Give me
so
$1 for every hat.
we're selling them for $15 from Daryl, for $14 from me.
Extra dollars for Daryl.
Yes.
Just in case Daryl S. Pumpkins need bail again. That's where that money's gonna go. That extra dollar goes to my bail fund.
Oh, and Daryl, when you get out on the street tomorrow, because you're hunkered down in the studio tonight.
Yep.
But when you get out in the street tomorrow, don't be acting a fool, all right?
Nah. See, little cutie pie that works out at Shirley Max. She knows. She knows. She's been keeping an eye on me. I've been sleeping on her couch and whatnot. Like she go to work, I feed her cats and take care of the plants or whatever. I might put a. Never mind.
I wonder if
she's been taking care of Daryl.
Yeah. All right. So what were we saying? I forget now.
And hey, also by the way, you called me Daryl earlier. Daryl S. Pumpkins. Okay. You say the whole thing.
Okay.
Yes, every time.
Cat Williams. So there's no evidence of any of it. It's just hearsay at this point. But as things develop, we'll be on it.
This is the type of thing that's never going to go away because there's never going to be concrete proof of this, right? It's always going to be a he said, she said type deal. Unless at some point anybody caught Joss Whedon on camera saying these things and doing these things, it's never going to it's just hearsay,
I know.
So,
it's just, if it's true,
it's insane.
That dude's gonna have a hard time finding work.
He might have a hard time.
Dude,
he might
have a hard time as it is.
Yeah, because a lot of people are taking Ray Fisher's side, so he might have a hard time in general.
He's declined to comment on it several times, so
doesn't surprise me. Because on the flip side, if he is everything Ray Fisher says is 100% false. I wouldn't entertain that either. Daryl S. Pumpkins would not entertain something so silly. You ever had somebody say something to you that's so silly and just you're not 100% not even close to being like that it's not even worth addressing. Yeah. You won't even entertain it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that I hope anyways that's where Joss is.
Yeah. I liked him before this, but I just. And I hope, like you said, I think people have my mindset where, Ray said it, and, I just kind of believe it.
Yeah, yeah. And give the man the benefit of the doubt.
I can't help myself but to believe it.
Yeah.
And, that's probably what most people do, and that's not right either.
Yeah,
so,
no. I think, I don't know.
There's a reason, we live in this country where, you're innocent until proven guilty rather than guilty until proven innocent.
Well, as a man who has directly dealt with the court on several occasions, I can assure you that is not the way things are run.
Blumhouse. So Blumhouse.
Spooky studio.
Yes, very spooky studio. They have a movie out right now. That's about witches.
Ooh.
And it looks really cool.
Is it Hocus Pocus? Because I love that movie.
No.
Daryl S. Pumpkins loves Hocus Pocus. Is that a boy? Let me play with him.
No. So it's I saw an advertisement for it when I was watching Supernatural. By the way,
nerd.
Great placement. Because Supernatural.
Yeah.
So it's called The Craft.
Okay.
And it's it's like a group of teenage girls who. I don't know how it happens, but they're witches, and they're, practicing in the middle of the woods, and it kind of looks creepy. They're, snapping people's necks and stuff. And, I don't know, it looks cool. But that's actually not the reason I brought Blumhouse up. They want to reboot Friday the 13th.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah. And,
wait, real quick. Why do you need to reboot it?
Didn't the last one come out in 2009?
Yeah, but yes, it did. But the whole thing of Jason Voorhees is, he's essentially immortal, or he just keeps reviving, so you don't need to reboot it, change anything. The story is His mother was a lunatic, and she killed a bunch of people because the camp counselors let him drown and die because he was like ugly and kind of slow. So that while he was drowning in the lake, they let him die. His mom went crazy, tried to murder a bunch of people. Then she died. Then through pure anger and rage, he revived as a pure killing machine and what's essentially a zombie, but like on steroids.
Yeah.
You know, and that's it. I don't understand why you would need to reboot that.
Yeah, maybe it could be reboot as like a soft term, like a soft reboot.
Yeah, like not change the whole origin, but just kind of, I don't know, just
I don't think
start anew, I guess.
I don't think they would change the origin.
No.
I just think they would reboot it, start it over with new actors, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But it's
either way, Daryl S. Pumpkins enjoys a good slasher film.
Of course. And slasher films are coming back. They're making a comeback. That's so
right.
They definitely fell secondhand to the like paranormal.
Yeah, that was on and popping for a while.
Paranormal
Activity. And then after that, it was just ghost movie, spooky doll movie, ghost movie, spooky nun movie, ghost movie.
Spooky doll, ghost movie.
Yeah, it never ends. Those things got so old.
Oh my God, I couldn't stand the paranormal activities.
Can Daryl S. Pumpkins tell a story real quick in honor of spooky season?
You sure can.
So, when Paranormal Activity first came out, this is back when we were still renting things off of Comcast on demand, right? We were babysitting my godbrother, me and my sister. Big old house. It's huge. For the poor little hoodlums that me and my sister are.
Can you time out?
No.
Backstory. Daryl, if he's in a house with any paranormal, like even a hair of paranormal, he will not enter it.
Spooky.
He'll leave and never
Daryl
go
S.
back.
Pumpkins doesn't do spooky scary. If I walk into a house and get a vibe, peace. I'll see y'all later. You're on your own. You can come with me or you can stay, but I'm gone. Anywho, big old house, big house for us poor hoodlums, right? That me and my sister are. We're babysitting my godbrother. It's about 11 o'clock at night. Put him to bed. He's knocked out, sleep. We go outside. We get high. We smoke some weed. Come back in. We rent Paranormal Activity. Now, this movie just came out. We had no idea it wasn't real. We had no idea it was a movie. I have never seen a single one of those people that are in that movie in anything. I've never seen them on a red carpet. I've never seen them on TV. I've never seen these people anywhere. We thought it was real. We watched it. She started crying. I almost pissed my pants out of pure fear. I didn't sleep for 3 days after that. She started bawling her eyes out. There's this one scene where things are like, it's like the breaking point of like when things really pop off, and it's it's that horror movie, they build it up, that sound, and they build it up, and then bam, mad loud, something smashes. She immediately starts crying. I jump out of my pants. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think a little doo-doo slipped out. I'm not sure. I didn't check, but I'm pretty sure, just a little bit, just a tad. And by the way, I've washed myself since then, just so you know.
Yes.
She bawls her eyes out. She's crying. You would think our mom just died the way this woman is crying. The outrageous amount of fear that was implanted in the two of us. And then like 3 years later, come to find out it wasn't real.
Yeah, but they did a really good job at
first. So like keeping it hidden.
They also kept it like super realistic. And the movie costs like barely, next to nothing to make, and they did a really good job.
They paid like $10,000 in budget. It was nothing.
So
they kept these actors completely out of the radar. Like again, I didn't see them on anything. The only kind of promotion I saw was like test audience footage. You know what I mean? Like they did a good job of keeping these people out of public eye to make it seem as real as possible. So in fact, we thought it was real, and it scared the life out of me. So those movies hold a near and dear spot in my heart. If I smoke a bone and watch it, I still will like jump a little bit. Yeah,
they're freaky.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like your brain just gets into that mode where it's like it looks real, it feels real.
Yep.
And
that aura.
Yeah, you don't have to like, you can't tell yourself like, oh, it's just a movie.
Yes.
Like, because it feels like it's like someone actually recording themselves.
Yes. And it hits harder. Daryl S. Pumpkins has opened his third eye, and he's very in touch with the spiritual realm. That's why if I feel any kind of way when I walk into your house, I leave immediately. Because I know if your house is haunted, Daryl S. Pumpkins will know. He's an expert in all things spooky related. My last name is Pumpkins. Look at my suit. I know spooky scary.
How ironic.
How ironic.
That you don't like it and you...
No, I don't like it because I've
brand
been through a
yourself
lot.
as it.
I got bitten by a werewolf at the age of 5. I was... Another quick spooky story?
Yeah.
So Daryl S. Pumpkins, once again, was a very poor, broke hoodlum child, right? Mm-hmm. By this time, I was about 12, 13. I was already smoking Black and Milds, the gold teeth. Essentially, what you're seeing right now is how I looked at the age of...
Look there and do it.
Oh, at the age of 13, this is how I looked. Gold teeth, Black and Milds, bottle of Hennessy, the whole 9. I had a dope pair of Heelys. I was riding them bad boys.
Oh, my
It was about
God.
2 o'clock in the morning. I'm riding. Now, I come from a town that's very woodsy. A lot of rivers, a lot of lakes, a lot of woods. I'm riding my Heelys down the main road. It's 2 in the morning, so I'm in the middle of the street on my Heelys, right? I hear some shuffle. What the hell is that? I don't know. Keep on Heelying. I roll on, right? I'm Optimus Prime. I roll out, right? Hear it again. Yo, what is that? I keep hearing that sound. What is that? So I started looking around. Now, this is before smartphones and all that stuff, so, like, I didn't have a flashlight or anything on me, you know, because I'm not the crocodile hunter. I don't carry flashlights on me, you know what I'm saying? And this is before cell phones. So I whip out my lighter, right? I'm looking. I hear it again. Yo, what is that? I'm starting to freak out now. So I run as fast as I can. I Heely. Ha! I'm going a solid 7 miles per hour on some Heelys, right? I'm flying. I'm going. The wind's blowing in my face. It's about this time of year, right? So it's like fall time. It's kind of chilly at night, right? So I'm flying. Cold air is hitting my face. I'm awake. I'm alert, and I know something's coming. And I hear him behind me. I don't know what to do. I start panicking. So I Heely some more. I stop it. I Heely some more. And I'm trying to go and I'm trying to get away. And he's getting closer. I can hear him. Bam! He leaps out of the woods. Snatches me, catches me right here on the arm. You see that? Y'all see that? That's a werewolf bite. So, you know, this is your fair warning now, actually. We should probably finish this before the moon comes out. It's not related to anything I was just talking about, but we probably should finish before then.
Yeah, no, I hope there's not a full moon tonight, too.
No, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, Daryl S. Pumpkins has a very specific moon chart, and he knows when a full moon is coming. Again, not related to the werewolf thing. I just wanted to let you know. I have a curfew. My mom worries about me.
Yes.
Also, my parole officer.
Yes. Oh, my God. So, honestly, that's really... we did have a slow week for news-wise. I forgot to mention this last week. You weren't here, but...
I was still in jail.
Yes, you were still in. You were doing your bid, finishing up, getting your work release hours in before.
Yeah, man. You know how many pieces of litter. Oh, real quick, stop littering. All right, because I was spending hours upon hours picking up litter off the highway just to get like 3 days worth of good time. Just real quick, PSA from Daryl S. Pumpkins.
We forgot this last week, so. Spider-Man. So the third Spider-Man MCU film. So there were leaked test or audience. Oh my God. I did this last week too. I couldn't speak correctly.
That's okay. The pressure's on. I get it.
Yeah. So there was leaked audition footage for a black male seemingly auditioning for Miles Morales.
Yo, David S. Pumpkins loves Miles Morales.
Yep.
My goodness. Oh, man. Yo, growing up as a poor black child, Spider-Man and Batman were always David S. Pumpkins' favorite. So that was like a dream. Like, oh, please, I would love to see a black Spider-Man. Yeah. Miles came around. Oh, God, I absolutely adore Miles Morales.
Yeah. And so the thing about this audition that stood out was, one, it was a Miles Morales, seemingly a Miles Morales audition.
Kind of young,
Well, number two was he seemed to be early 20s.
Okay.
So if the lore, right, yep. The source material usually pegs Miles as younger than Peter.
Yep.
And who has taken over after Peter dies.
Yes.
doesn't seem like maybe that's the route that we're gonna go.
No, because when Miles shows up, Miles. Let's make this clear. Miles is not part of Marvel's main continuity. I believe he has crossed over at some point, but like originally speaking, he is from his own universe. His own dimension, if you will, whatever you want to call it. I believe at some point he does cross over to Marvel continuity because he was a fan favorite. But so in his universe, Peter has already been Spider-Man for like 10 plus years at this point. He does eventually die and Miles takes up the mantle. But like, him and Peter, form a bond. He teaches him how to become Spider-Man. You can't see that in Tom Holland because Tom Holland is still figuring out how to be Spider-Man. So if they want to do it that way, they're going to have to wait for a while before they can introduce Miles.
Well, so I wanted to spotlight this and talk about it at the end.
Okay.
A little bit more in detail on how they could do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I have plenty to say on that.
So we'll move past it now.
All right.
And
stay tuned to check that out because we got a lot to talk about for that one.
Right. And that because I have a lot to say on it, I'd rather take the last 20 minits of the podcast.
Absolutely. So we have a solid amount of Daryl S. Pumpkins approves.
Okay. Alrighty. So moving on. So let's just jump right into it, guys. Daryl S. Pumpkins.
Yo.
Getting into gaming, baby.
Oh yeah, so Big Drip had explained this to me. So
pew pew pew. Getting into gaming. We usually do that together.
That was terrible.
Yeah, I couldn't do it alone.
Daryl S. Pumpkins is not doing that. Sorry. So I'm switching it up, man. So from the way Big Drip explained it to Daryl S. Pumpkins, that he usually picks a specific game and that he'll bounce back and forth from Sony to Microsoft every week and he'll talk about a specific game. Daryl S. Pumpkins ain't gonna do all that. He gonna switch it up. It is in fact Microsoft week, so I'm gonna stick with that. But I'm gonna give you some news and things that are going on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna pick one game and talk about that. That kind of boring, right? No, you need straight info, news, facts, hitting you fast. You know what I'm saying? So Big Drip, I respect you and you're my man's and everything. And thank you again. I hope you a speedy recovery. But Daryl S. Pumpkins gonna do a thing a little different around here.
Hey, we're always open to fresh takes.
Yeah. So it's funny you was bringing up Miles Morales. So real quick, I just want to mention it is Microsoft week, but real quick. So Sony just showed us images and footage of the Into the Spider-Verse skin for the upcoming Miles Morales video game. And when I watched this, it blew my mind. Because it's so for your character, when you're wearing the skin, it's the same animation from the movie, right? So that same style of animation, the way he moved, the way his web come out, everything. But the surrounding world remains the same.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, so when they're interacting with each other and he's swinging around, he's fighting, he's doing all kinds of stuff, it looks insane. Can you put up a clip of that for them?
Of course.
In post? Yeah? See, he told me your name is tech savvy, and I see why.
Yeah.
It looks cool, guys, and hopefully, like Drizzle right here, will be able to put up that clip because it's hard to explain in words, but it looks so cool, and the two different animation styles hitting each other. They did something similar like that in the first Spider-Man game, but it wasn't as intense as this one is. Like the completely, like two completely different, like we got realistic New York City over here, and then we have just straight animation over the top cartoon look over here. So it really plays off each other well. I want you guys to go check that out.
Yeah. I watched the clip probably like an hour ago.
Yeah.
And no, a little bit longer than that. But this afternoon I watched it and I was like, whoa, that looks sweet.
Yeah, it's dope. So you guys go check that out. Now in all things Microsoft, you know what I mean? Because it is in fact Microsoft week once again. Cyberpunk 2077 starring Keanu Reeves is getting postponed again. This is the third time. The original release date was April 16th of this year. Now they're aiming for December 10th of this year. What they said was for this recent postponing that they just did again, they said that there was some things off in the development because they intend on releasing it on all platforms from PS4 and Xbox One up to next gen. And they're also going to release it on Stadia, which I found interesting because that console is just straight trash. It's Google's console, quote unquote console. It's trash. It's really made. It's Google's. It's called a Stadia, and Google made their own console. and it's trash. And it's really like for like mobile games, it's just absolute trash. But they are releasing Cyberpunk for it for whatever reason. I've never heard of that. They said this because it's trash. That's why you've never heard of it. So they say that this most recent postponing is due to the fact that they have to redo some stuff, and like the software isn't there to like work on next gen. You know, Daryl S. Pumpkins, you know, he ain't no game developer, you know what I'm saying? But it seems that like the game that they have made and prepared right now will not run on next gen. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So they have to redo some stuff, tweak some stuff, and make it playable on next gen. Now, Cyberpunk 2077's action RPG is very futuristic based. It's kind of like, what is that movie? Blade Runner. It's kind of like a Blade Runner kind of style. Actually, in all actuality, it really is just Blade Runner. It really is. It's a futuristic setting with like androids and body modifications and blah, blah, blah. So it's an action RPG. It's developed by CG Project Red. Same people who made The Witcher 3, and that game was excellent. Excellent. That's the whole reason Superman has a TV show right now is that game.
By the way, great show. Great show.
So you play as a man named V, and again, it's a future setting where you can body modification. So that's like an explanation as to like upgrades and leveling up and stuff like that. You know, the whole goal of the game, from what they told us thus far, is that there's this one body implant that apparently being immortal is possible in this time setting, in this universe, due to like body modifications and future tech. So the whole goal, UV, the character you play as, is trying to gain a certain implant that is necessary for becoming immortal. So that's the whole thing there. It looks really cool. It looks very futuristic. You know, Keanu Reeves is in the game, and they pushed him very hard, and it's essentially just a movie, you know, and that you play it. It's essentially, that's what it is. This game is very hyped up, but the hype kind of died because of the massive delays, you know. People were really excited at first, but like, you know, they delayed it once, fine, we can forgive that, but delay it again, like, yo, you're acting kind of crazy here, delay it the third time, you know what, we're good, we don't even want that no more, you know what I mean? We're gonna move on, I'm gonna go play Squadrons, you know what I mean? You know, it's a sad day when people are jumping on EA, you know what I'm saying, over them, because you just can't release a game, you know what I'm saying? Nobody likes EA, but like, y'all won't release the game, so what else are we supposed to do? We're gonna go play Squadrons, you know what I'm saying? Holla at me. Go ahead.
I've heard so much about this Cyberpunk thing.
Yeah, mad people were hyped for it.
Wicked, right? But then, like you said, one day, all of a sudden, ghosts. Like literally nothing.
Yeah.
I thought the game had come out.
Nah, they just
apparently not.
Nah, they just can't release a game. You know, you give us 3 different release dates. That's insane. You expect us to still be all hyped up for it and like still support you? Nah, pimpin'. We got things going on. Daryl S. Pumpkins out here trying to make moves, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was in the cell, I was playing games because I told you about
the
Cutie
CO,
Pie.
yep,
Yeah, Cutie Pie. She hooked me up with a projector in my PlayStation 4, so I was getting it in, and Daryl S. Pumpkins by far was the most hated dude on the block because they see me, man. I was rocking my suit, my gold teeth, and some more. I looked
in
just
your
like this.
cell.
I was looking just like this, locked up in Shirley Max. You know what I'm saying? With my PS4 and my projector. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Real quick before I end getting into gaming, man. Xbox. All right, so when they first showed us
this is really funny.
When they first showed us the Xbox Series X, we immediately roasted it. We memed it, we roasted it, and we just tore it to shreds because it's ugly. It's just plain old ugly. It looked like one of those generators we used to sit on. You know, outside of school had that generator box and all the hoodlums would sit on it and smoke blunts and drink liquor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We pee on it, we graffiti on it. It was just ugly.
I have one out back.
Yeah, so those things. That's what it looked like. Like ugly and dirty.
With the fan and everything.
Yeah, it smells like pee and it has graffiti on it. Yeah, and it has a fan. It's all loud and shit. You know, it sounds like a dump truck is driving by every time you put the thing on.
That's funny.
Hella ugly. So we just roasted it to death. And Xbox's response to this was, because the main meme was, it looks like a refrigerator.
If you can't beat them,
join them. Because the main meme was that it looked like a refrigerator, a ugly ass refrigerator at that.
Daryl, S Pumpkins.
Yeah, I was about to call you on that.
Refrain from swearing. This is a family-friendly show.
Oh, y'all got children here?
No, but
all right.
We like
Daryl S. Pumpkins don't really do children. He ain't really about all that. I'm not with it.
Although he probably has several that he doesn't know about.
I don't know, but I ain't taking care of them either. Anyways, so Microsoft's response to getting roasted was making a refrigerator that looked like the ugly old console that we roasted in the first place. I don't understand, like...
So, is it a functional refrigerator?
It is. It's just a refrigerator, and it just looks like the Xbox. And I don't understand their thought process here. We were like, yo, that Xbox is ugly, and you need to change it. And we roasted it, and we memed it, and we did all this. And their response is not change the design or fix it or make it less ugly. They made a refrigerator that is equally as ugly, and it looks just like the system. So now we just have two ugly products. I don't understand. Like the new Xbox legitimately looks like a trash can. So I'm not really understanding like Microsoft's thought process here. But like I did write some stuff down. So if you guys are interested, if you have poor taste and you're just, I don't know, just lonely, I guess, and just like a huge nerd. I don't know what kind of people play Microsoft, like play Xbox, but I'm guessing it's not like people I would hang out. You're definitely not the cool kids, I can tell you that. I can say that much with certainty. But if you are interested in this ugly refrigerator, all you got to do is retweet. And the tweet is, you go on Twitter, you retweet hashtag XSX fridge sweeps. And they started that already. They said it's from the 28th of this month to November 4th. But if you guys are interested, head over there and you retweet that and just blow up Microsoft's spot. Maybe you'll win an ugly refrigerator.
Yeah, an Xbox-themed refrigerator.
Yeah.
Although I know your hatred towards Microsoft and Xbox.
I might win the sweepstakes just so I can blow it up.
No.
Set it on fire.
If you won that, I would ask you to just...
set it on fire?
No.
We could do it for the show. It'd be hilarious.
We could blow my fridge up, and I will take the new Xbox fridge upstairs.
I don't know. I just want to make it abundantly clear to Microsoft that this is
thing
war.
works tit.
This is war. I want to put on camera me setting that refrigerator on fire. We'll take some dookie from Logan. We'll put it in the refrigerator. We'll set the refrigerator on fire, and we'll record it, send it directly to. We'll DM it to Microsoft.
They'd be like, are you serious? You won our refrigerator just to blow it up?
And they specifically said that this is the only one that was made. They made one more for Snoop, because Snoop is an Xbox fan, which really breaks my heart because Snoop Dogg is a legend in hip-hop, but you're an Xbox fan? Come on, bro. You better than that.
So they
must be paying him. They made two refrigerators.
And gave one to Snoop Dogg?
Because I guess he's a big endorser for Xbox. And then they made the other one, and that's for the contest. So there's only two. So if I won that and set it on fire with some dog dookie on the inside of it and sent it to them.
That'd be sending a very large statement.
Yo, this is war, you know what I mean? I'm not playing with y'all. This is war. I'll send it to Sony, too, and let them know. That's how you get sponsorships right there. You send it to Microsoft, and you send it to Sony. And Sony's like, yo, I like where David S. Pumpkin head at, man. Let's do an endorsement deal with this guy.
Yes.
You see the swag. You know what I'm saying? You see it. So I'm sponsorship ready.
Yo, ho.
Ho.
So any more from...
Nah, that's it for this week. There ain't too much going on, man. I'm still waiting on some news for a couple of games that I'm really interested in, but thus far we got a whole bunch of nothing.
So, that is getting into gaming. Pew, 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 pew.
So you're going to just do that again, huh?
Pew, pew. It's different when I have to do it alone.
Do you have any dignity left in you?
No.
No, I guess not.
No.
Anything for fame.
By the way, I am working it. I'm working on it. I think I can make it work. I am working on getting on like some sound effect machine.
Oh, that'd be dope. Yeah, because what you just did right there was just... You ever heard of secondhand embarrassment?
Yeah.
You feel bad for somebody. You feel embarrassed because what they did was so, like, dishonorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Daryl S. Pumpkin is feeling right now.
Jeez.
He's probably investing in that sound effect machine.
Yeah. But you can couple it to... So you can pair it to like my Beats pill.
Oh, cool! Oh, that's cool.
And then when you hit the button, it'll be loud.
Yeah,
you know?
No, Daryl S. Pumpkins approves.
Which would be cool. I just don't know what would be better, like computer generated, like sound effects.
Yeah.
Or something literally right in front of us that we can touch.
No, so I'm speaking for Big Drip here because Daryl S. Pumpkins ain't gonna be here every week. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see me every so often, man. If you want me back, you get in that comment section. You let them know, man. Let Light Drizzle and Big Drip know if you want me back, man. But in Daryl S. Pumpkin opinion, you know what I mean, the box thing would be better. So every time I roast you or roast somebody, I can hit it. Yeah,
you know
what I mean?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
that
sounds dope.
Like, so if for anyone who has never worked with microphones or cameras or anything like that.
Oh, we call you normies.
Yes. Normies. Did you pick that up from him?
Pick what up?
Normies from Big Drip?
Nah, that's everybody say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's like a huge. And Shirley Maxio, if I call you a normie, we have to fight. Like it's either you fight after that or one of y'all go to PC. But like it's like that's major disrespect on the block. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
that and the B word, right?
Yeah. No, yo. If you call me, it's worse than the B word. There's not a word on this planet that's worse than being called a normie. You call me a normie, man. It's on and popping. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm coming for your mother, your sons, your sisters. Don't call me a normie.
Classic.
Yeah, man.
But if you've never worked with a microphone before, like, so these ones especially, they have like a directional pickup, right? So, I mean, this one's really good about being omnidirectional, and so isn't that one. But if you have a box hooked to a speaker, I set these microphones so they don't pick up like our vents in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
I wish it wouldn't pick up him hitting it like that. But I set it so it doesn't pick up noises that aren't like my voice speaking into it. So that's what makes it difficult.
Yes.
But
what you mean with the machine?
With the machine.
With the sound machine. Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, I could turn off the.
But then we're gonna start catching vents and you know footsteps and the dog running around the house and stuff. Yeah. No, I feel you.
I mean, which you have to outweigh pros and cons here.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
but it's worth it in the end, and I know y'all be entertained by that because that sounds fun. You know, that just opens up the doors of things you and Big Drip can do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
We're working on a lot of things, and
man, there's constant upgrades and improvements around here, man.
Yep. So we have a lot of, and so now we have a couple cameras on the sides. So we have this one right here in the front, and then we have a couple at the end of the tables for personal close-ups.
Yeah, man, because I know you want. I'm sure you're wondering, like, yo, I want to see him up close because he sound cute and he look cute from a distance, but I want to see like up and close and personal. You're welcome.
You're welcome. You bear a striking resemblance to Big Drip.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
And
to Justice, I should say. Sorry.
I don't know who that is, but me and Big Drip go back a long time, man. I got about Big Drip. What he's like 24. I got like 10 years on him or something like that. 10, 15 years on him. And he look a lot like me. We met a long time ago. I actually know his mama from back in the day on the block, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I had met him.
Could you be his father?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nah, that's not even a possibility. Don't even say it. That's not funny. You know what I mean? That's not funny. Daryl S. Pumpkins ain't got no babies.
All right, sorry. So we're going to jump into TV time, guys.
TV time? So what are we going to do? Sit here and watch some TV?
No.
On camera? That sounds boring.
We're going to talk about all things TV.
Oh.
By the way, big week. Big week in TV.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh, my God.
Well, by all means, lay it on them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So I'll start off with the news, and then we'll jump in. Because, I mean, unless you live under a rock, unless you're
Shirley Max,
you know that the Mandalorian, the Mandalorian.
Unless you live in Shirley maximum prison, or under a rock. Oh God, that's funny.
So unless
you might have to cut out all that laughing, Doug.
So unless you live in either of those two places, You know
Oh, God.
that the Mandalorian
That's
season
awesome.
2
Yo, they won't
started-
leave me alone, dog. I keep getting ads for it, man. Every time I try to watch something, yo. Even the guards, yo, and Shirley were like, yo, you seen the new trailer for Mandalorian?
Yeah.
I was like, how the hell am I supposed to watch the trailer? I ain't got no TV in here. Because I ain't telling them about Cutie Pie. Give me
projector,
give me the projector. But, they're Mandalorian season 2, I can't wait. Bruh, I ain't got a TV in here. How am I supposed to see that? I'm looking at concrete.
So yes, season 2 just debuted last night. I was actually going to try to do another TV segment on it.
So I had a question because I was confused by the way they're like advertising it. Now they're not releasing whole seasons, right? They're doing episode by episode, weekly.
Which, you know what drives me?
Is it weekly?
Yes.
Yes.
You know what drives me nuts?
What?
The whole reason streaming became popular.
It's because you can binge.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's why I was thinking that they just released the season.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Netflix-
Which makes more sense.
Honestly, Netflix is the only people that still do it. To be honest,
What, release a whole season at once?
That's because that's their gimmick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like you said, that's the whole streaming in general's gimmick. It's not just Netflix.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody should do that.
Everyone was doing that at first, and then they found out. Oh well.
How are you losing out?
Because if you release it episodically, someone can't just do a free trial and watch the whole thing.
I guess so. But if your streaming service is full of content, good content, like they can watch a whole thing of Mandalorian in a free trial, but you can't watch everything else we have to offer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? By the time WandaVision drop and Winter Soldier and Mandalorian, and they got all these shows, you know what I'm saying?
Now, mind you, this.
That's not a problem.
Disney Plus got rid of the free trial in general.
They don't even offer a free trial.
They booted it.
Yeah, so what's stopping you now? Now you have no excuses. Just give us the whole season.
Yeah, it depresses me because as much as I like looking forward to something every week, it gives you something to do on that particular day.
Yeah.
The greediness inside of me wants it all
now.
right
but
now.
But not for nothing, but like that's what cable television is for. There's a whole reason. There's a big reason. A big part of why we're using streaming services and not cable anymore is things of that sort. Weekly airing of episodes. The fact that we have to wait for a certain time for it to come on. We have to wait for a certain time for an episode to come out. Commercials. There's a lot of reasons for streaming over cable, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
That we don't have to wait for a certain time and a certain day to watch what we want to watch. We can watch it when we want to watch it. So you should just upload the entire season. Again, if your streaming app is full of good content, then that free trial thing that Disney doesn't even offer anymore isn't a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm not understanding, like, I don't know. Maybe if we keep bringing it up, they'll get the gist, and by the time WandaVision comes out, they'll just give us the whole season.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because that's a show I would binge. That's not a show I want to wait week to week. You know, because this is one of those shows that I promise you is going to be very detailed and very like. There's going to be a lot of back references and things of that sort. So, watching it every week, you're going to forget things. Yes, because you're going to be watching other shows and whatnot, movies, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're going to forget. So come next week, now you're confused and you're thinking, like, yo, what does that mean? What is that reference to? Now you got to watch last week's, then rewatch this week's, and you got to do that every week. Now week 6 comes around and they reference something from the first episode. You forgot completely about it. Now you got to go all the way back, watch episode 1 to 7 again. You know what I'm saying? Just give us the season. You know what I mean?
I would love it. I'm, you know what I mean? Like,
again, if we keep bringing it up, they might do it.
The old school in me, it doesn't mind waiting every week because that's how I'm used to things.
Yeah.
But the whole, like you said, like we had brought out, the whole appeal to streaming was so that I could be greedy and watch.
This isn't old school. You know what I'm saying?
The whole thing all at once.
Yeah, man. If I wanted to do old school, I'd break out my Walkman from when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying?
So
I got one of them bad boys, and I got an Atari in the crib.
Yeah, and they're both see-through because they must be when you're in the hole.
Exactly. They were issued by Shirley Maximum Prison. They are property of Shirley Max. Don't tell anybody I brought that home, by the way, because you're supposed to leave it with your celly.
Yes. Okay, so the news, here we go. Titans. We're jumping into Titans again. Lots of news,
Titans,
by the
like
way.
DC?
Yep. Lots of news coming out of Titans, guys. Titans has cast Oracle
Really?
Yep. So
Is she gonna strictly be? So she's handicapped.
and they cast a real handicap person. So they cast a legit paraplegic to play Oracle.
I don't care about that at all.
Why?
Why does she have to legitimately be paralyzed?
I mean,
Why?
That's
Why?
really the only role that a paraplegic actor could get.
Not true. Not true at all.
A paraplegic actor could not go and play a character that needs to run around.
No, of course not. But like for dramatic films, and like we're not talking like action superhero movies here. We're talking like dramatic films, you know, where dialogue is heavy and things of that sort, rom-coms, things like that. Why is it so hard to cast somebody in a wheelchair? Why is that hard? I don't understand. Like, you know, only outside of action movies and superhero movies and stuff that we watch, like running, jumping, and fighting isn't that common. You know what I mean? So I'm not understanding. I've heard this before. Bryan Cranston played a paraplegic in a movie with Kevin Hart, and there was this big uproar. Why didn't you cast a person in an actual wheelchair?
It's called The Upside, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It's one of those heartfelt, touchy movies. One, because there's not like this overwhelming. First of all, typically speaking, a director already has an actor in mind that they picture playing this role, like screenwriters and stuff. They already have somebody in mind or a look in mind, right? So if you can't find an actor that actually is paralyzed that fits that look, then you have to just hire an actual actor. It's not a big deal. It's a wheelchair. He's paralyzed. It's acting. You know, that's what acting is. You pretend to be something you're not.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and there was this big uproar about it. Like, and that the fact that the actor is legitimately paraplegic.
It's all right.
It kind of sucks because that means we'll never see Batgirl. That means she'll always be Oracle and she'll never become Batgirl. And that kind of sucks.
I also put in parentheses, and this is not a joke. Okay. Don't expect to see any flashbacks. I don't mean to laugh. Because she can't do the flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She can't do the flashbacks. She can't be Batgirl. She can only be Oracle. So you're purposely putting restrictions on yourself. You know, we can't see, so we'll never see that Killing Joke scene. So I'm guessing, has Joker ever been referenced in the show?
Joker and Arkham Asylum, that was my next piece. Joker and Arkham Asylum are going to be featured heavily in season 3.
Okay. So that being said, we're never gonna see Killing Joke scene. Nothing.
Can you pause? Remember when we were talking about Red Hood?
Yes.
So now that's.
Well, wait. No. When?
Oh, well, me and Big Drip. Sorry.
Oh. Well, okay. We'll give Daryl as Pumpkins an update on Red Hood.
Titans is working on a spinoff for a Red Hood.
Is Jason Todd the Robin in Titans?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully, I don't know if they want to do it in a couple of years or get right into it. Okay. However, me and Big Drip kind of, the way we would want to do it is wait a couple of years.
Yes, let the actor naturally grow.
And then have him take up the mantle after the events.
And if you wait longer, then it's not going to fit time-wise.
Now
because
it's not.
They're introducing Oracle, meaning Killing Joke already happened. And that means Death in the Family happened a long time ago, at minimum 5 to 7 years ago.
So now the timeline doesn't fit.
So that means they have to go off rails with what actually happened. I'm willing to bet that when they explain why Barbara Gordon is paralyzed.
Do you want to explain it a little bit? So
what happened to her?
Do you want to explain why this timeline no longer works with what we want?
Okay. Yeah, of course. So, all right. So Jason Todd. So, okay. I'll explain the actual storyline first. So what happens is Jason Todd becomes the new Robin. He's around for a little while. Nobody likes him. DC gives the fans the option to decide what happens to him, whether he lives or dies. He's voted to die. Death in the Family comes out. The Joker kidnaps Jason Todd. Batman does not get him to him in time. Joker beats him to death with a crowbar. Sometime later, a couple years later, Jason Todd returns as Red Hood. Anti-hero, very vengeful, very violent. after the death in the family came Killing Joke, right? Now, this is Jason Todd is presumably dead. We have no idea where he is. Joker shows up to Barbara Gordon's house, pops her in the stomach 3 times. She's paralyzed. She's now she can no longer be Batgirl. She becomes the Oracle. She's kind of the eye in the sky. She's the computer. She's the guy in the chair, quote unquote.
Right. Now, most of you, if you watch Arrow, she is Felicity Smoke in that show. She's the one that's...
Oh, really? Is that supposed to be Barbara?
No, that's the way they, like, without having her as Barbara Gordon.
Yeah. They call her Oracle?
No, they... They did. It's very weird, but it's the same character.
Okay.
It's literally the same character. She even got paralyzed.
Oh.
So
wow.
But then they.
Why are they taking Batman characters and putting it into the Arrow show?
Like I said, it wasn't necessarily. Everyone.
Do they refer to her as Oracle?
No.
Okay, then it's not Oracle.
If you watched, you'd be like, well, they're definitely doing Oracle.
Okay.
They're just calling her Felicity Smoke.
I see where you're going with this. Real quick, back to the continuity. So the fact that Jason Todd is alive and Robin in Titans and Barbara Gordon is Oracle and already paralyzed, that doesn't work. When Barbara got paralyzed, first of all, she was Batgirl, but she was shot and paralyzed. Jason was dead for all of this. Jason doesn't come back till quite some time after that. So it doesn't. So that means they can't use the death in the family story and the Killing Joke story in the same thing to explain why Red Hood's here and to explain why she's paralyzed. So they're gonna have to come up with their own or just kind of tweak it so it does fit. But I would imagine that they're gonna come up with their own, and I think it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be bad. I didn't mean to say yes like that. However, I'm interested to see what they do. The show does a really good job of storytelling. However, they do falter with depth. So maybe now that it's on HBO Max, we can get a little bit more of that help that we need. Did the HBO touch? Yeah.
So were they originally just aired? This was only aired on the DC app. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And you didn't have a bunch of resource. And now they're gonna have, they're gonna have HBO's help. They're gonna have
that platform.
That
HBO touch, like you said.
Yeah. So
sprinkle of HBO.
Who knows? The sky's the limit at this point. I don't even know if they're gonna. I mean, it looked like Starfire was gonna be the main focus of this season. However, who knows the direction it sounds like they're going now. I thought that Starfire's sister and home planet was going to be the whole focus of this season. Yep. However, now with all this information, I just don't know. I don't know. Maybe they'll do what they did with oh my God.
I have no
idea.
Trigon.
Oh, okay. And they used it in one episode.
They put Trigon in that show?
Yeah.
And only used him one episode. It was like, how disrespectful.
He was alluded to the whole season.
Yeah.
He was in one episode.
That's terrible. Disrespectful.
And the way it ended, you're just like, so
Trigon should be the villain.
All that?
Trigon should be the villain of the entire series. That at no point should he come and go. He should always be there. He should always be a threat. Trigon, first of all, you can't get rid of. Secondly, he is the Titans' main villain.
Right, and it was just like...
You know what I mean?
And we don't know if he's gone forever, right?
Yeah.
However...
True. But it appears to be that way.
But it was just so bizarre the way it happened. It was just like, the way it was made out to be was like, oh my God, this is like the big daddy of them all, right?
Yeah, which he is.
And then
I wouldn't call him Big Daddy, but
and then after an episode, he was just defeated, and you're just like, well, that was weird.
Yeah, that's it.
Then that's most of
Trigon.
And that's honestly that. You know me. Well, you don't. Sorry. Trying to keep up with the continuity here is tough.
You suck at it.
So
I don't know you.
I'm very optimistic, right? I like everything.
You're a nerd.
Yeah.
Yep.
And even for me, some of the things that this show has done, I was just like, come on. Like you're just not trying.
Yeah.
Like last season's finale, right? They do a good job of like action detail and like really fine tuning things, right?
Yep.
Good cinematography, and then all of a sudden, the season finale battle lasts like 11 minutes, and it was like so poorly shot.
Wow. Whoa, 11 minutes to wrap up the season.
And like, it was corny. It was, and like,
it's been corny to begin with.
I had to check if there was another episode after.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this can't be the finale, right?
This can't be it.
Sure enough.
Again, Trigon should not just be like a one-season threat. He is the Titans' villain. He is the villain of the Teen Titans. That's kind of the whole point. So the fact that they just kind of used him and threw him away, and there's no indication of him coming back is just...
And Raven is she is the
center,
focus
kind of the center,
of the show.
Right? Yeah,
right?
so that Trigon has to come back if that's the case.
Uh-huh.
And let David S. Pumpkins go on record saying Raven is one of my favorite characters. She's my favorite female hero, second to... she is first female hero, but she's definitely like in my top 5 for heroes in general. I absolutely love Raven. I love her powers. I love her origin. I love everything about this character. And I don't like what they did with her at all. Like, not even a little bit. I hate it.
She's kind of bratty.
Their animated... DC's animated universe is so much better than their live action. It's so much... But, like, it's well executed. It's paced correctly. They like... What's the word I'm looking for? The way they released the movies to tie them all together was much better. You know, just everything they're doing on the animated side of it is so much better than their live action. That includes the DCEU and their live action shows. And I'm not understanding. They're obviously capable of doing this because they're doing it with the animated. Right. And the animated is releasing like right alongside all the live action stuff. This is all recent things.
Right.
So I'm not understanding why they're struggling so much on the live action side and just excellent on the opposite end, you know?
Yeah.
But Marvel has that same problem because their animated is trash. Trash. It's terrible. And I don't understand how, like, I just don't get how you can have one side be so amazing and the other side be so horrible. Right. It doesn't make any sense to me. Just use the same writers from over here.
I literally can't even sit through any of those Marvel animateds.
No, God, no.
Like,
no, I wouldn't even consider it. They're horrible.
Like, it's
but
just
DC's
so
are so good. They're so good. If you guys haven't watched Apocalypse War, this is in our recommendation section, by the way. But if you haven't, so the first movie for the DCAU, the DC animated universe, the first movie is Flashpoint. The last movie released thus far is Apocalypse War. Now, I want you guys to go check this out. And now how David S. Pumpkins, like, because they have a lot of animated movies. So what I do to, like, make sure it's part of that continuity is I look at Batman and his cowl and the way his suit is made. His suit in that universe is like that. No other animated version of Batman looks like that. So I use that Batman and also his voice to know if it's part of that continuity line. So you guys do the same thing. Again, it starts with Flashpoint and ends with Apocalypse War thus far. So I highly suggest. There's like 12, maybe 13 movies in this little animated universe they got going, and they're absolutely excellent. I couldn't recommend them more. Go check that out. Don't watch Titans. Go watch that animated universe because they have 2 Teen Titan movies that are excellent, and Trigon is well done. And quick, kind of a spoiler, but you see Trigon and he's defeated in the Teen Titans movie, but then you see him again down the road the way it should be, because Trigon is not like you fight him and now he's gone. You know, he's not Lex Luthor. Trigon is like king of demons. Right. You know what I mean?
So that's out of Titans. The Arrowverse is
still going. Really?
Yeah,
wow.
Of course. I mean, the CW still has the shows on. So,
yeah.
I mean, just Arrow's gone. Not Supernatural. Supergirl's ending next season.
Yep.
They'll still have The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, and Black Lightning on. But
Black Lightning's part of the CW verse. Yes. I did not know that.
Yes.
I thought he was like a DC show, like on their app. That's unfortunate.
So they have like 20 to 23 episodes per season.
Yep.
And
that's a lot.
That's
a lot. And they're hour shows, right?
Yeah. Hour on cable is like 45 minutes.
Yeah. But still, they have 23 45-minute episodes in a season.
Right.
There's a lot.
It is a lot. And that's the piece of news that's coming up now. So they are shortening their seasons across the board.
Really?
The longest one, I believe, is... I believe it's Batwoman with 19
minutes or episodes.
19 episodes.
Okay.
Which is, I think it's a good idea because
yes,
the problem about the Arrowverse is there's so much filler.
Yep.
There's poor CGI.
Yep.
With shorter seasons, you can spend more per episode because now instead of paying for all these, you're only paying for these.
Yes.
And you can increase the budget.
Yep.
And shortening the season also gets rid of filler because you want to get right to the story.
Yes. And it that just makes for poor writing when you have so much. Like, you can't, the most talented writer on the planet can't write that much and keep it like
fun and
meaningful.
Relevant,
and yes, and they have some depth to it. You know, there's too much. That when there's over an abundance of things, it gets sloppy towards the end. You know, it might start off strong, but by the end of the season, it's just a straight mud pile.
Even Supernatural.
You know?
I mean, I love that show, right? It's my number one of all time. However, they have 23 episodes a season, and there's filler episodes.
Yeah.
It's like Naruto.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Naruto got hit hard with the filler thing.
So, I mean...
That's just pure greediness right there. That's all that is. Something gets popular, and they just suck it dry.
The thing with Supernatural is they have... Not every episode is put towards the overall story, right? You can do fillers, and they're fun to watch because it's its own story.
Yep.
And it's a monster of the week kind of deal.
Yep.
But with superhero shows, you put a filler episode in, and it's just boring.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally just boring.
But, you know, and it shouldn't be, though.
It's all drama.
Because it's a superhero show. So you just throw in some no-name throwaway villain and make a cool fight scene. That's a filler. You know? I don't understand. Like, they're in the middle of, you know, their main mission. But there's a villain that shows up that, like, he's no name, but he is enough of a threat that they need to stop what they're doing, go handle it.
Yeah.
You know?
The Flash does that.
Yeah.
Their filler episodes, I mean, it's really like a villain of the week kind of deal.
Yeah.
And most of those shows do that.
Yep.
However, they'll bring back the same villain 9 times. I don't know
There's
how
an
many
abundance
times.
of villains. You know, like, you don't have to use the same villains over.
I'll give it to the Flash. They do use quite a plethora of...
Is Gorilla Grodd on that show?
So they have faced off against Gorilla Grodd countless times.
Really?
And it's boring after a while, right?
Yeah.
Because there's only so much mind control Flash that you can do in one season.
They funny.
They even did a whole
the
Gorilla Grodd world.
Is he CGI?
Oh no, it's like an island. Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
But
Awesome.
it doesn't. On the show, they've even had Grodd versus King Shark. And
King Shark is on that show?
Yeah.
I am King Shark. Really?
Yeah, it was actually done pretty well, but...
No, wow. Funny.
I'm excited to see King Shark in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. I hope they make him CGI and don't do the same thing they did to Killer Croc, because that practical Killer Croc was horrible. He was hideous. Oh, man, if they use CGI, that would have been so cool. I would love to see that. And... You know, there's just a million things wrong with that first Suicide Squad movie. Daryl S. Pumpkins is not going to get into it. I could do an entire hour and a half talking about what's wrong with that movie, you know. But the new one is looking very promising.
Yeah. So let me finish up this here. So a new black female Green Lantern, Brie Jarta.
I heard about that.
Will be a series regular on the HBO Max show. She's a half human, half alien species.
Cool.
And she'll be partnered with Green Lantern Guy Gardner, which should make for an interesting partnership. Cool. It said that she is really value heavy, so she respects the core values, you know. She is like a by the book.
She's a soldier.
Yeah, she's
a soldier.
And Guy Gardner is not.
No.
He tends to go off book.
Yeah, he's very aggressive too.
Yeah, so
he's by far the most violent of the Green Lanterns that we've known.
Yeah,
you know?
so it should make for an interesting dynamic.
I like that they're using the lesser known Lanterns to focus on throughout. Like, I hope we see Hal and John at some point, but I like the fact that they're taking like the newest of Lanterns and then Guy Gardner, the lesser known, and like kind of focusing on them.
Yeah,
you know, I like that.
I think it's a good idea.
Instead of because what I'm hoping for is Jon Stewart in the movie continuity, because these are the Green Lanterns, so you can introduce as many as you want. That's the cool part about Green Lantern. So I'm really hoping to see Jon Stewart on the big screen. Maybe Hal, but Jon Stewart is definitely a better Green Lantern if you ask me. So I'm really hoping to see him on the big screen, and then throughout the show, you might see some crossover stuff, but it's focused on Guy Gardner and what's Shorty's name?
Her name's gonna be Bree Jarta. She's never been.
Jarta.
She's not in any comic books or anything like that. She's
Completely. Well, they're gonna introduce her at some point.
New.
Yeah, if she gets popular in the show, they'll throw her into comic books.
Yep.
Like they did with Harley Quinn, Static Shock, and damn near everybody else.
And what they're doing with Batwoman.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting.
Yeah. See, that's the major difference, right? Batwoman and Green Lantern. Green Lantern, there are several different. That's just how Green Lanterns work. You'll see the mantle changes constantly. In the Bat family, that is not the case, and that's why when they recast and they just completely put a completely different person in, that's why there's complaints, because it doesn't fit the same with the Bat mantle as it does with Green Lantern. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and what we got another look at Batwoman. And she does have straight hair. So that
I saw the fluffy hair.
Yeah, so that is part of the uniform, technically.
Yeah.
So
that's not her actual hair, right?
To throw a disguise in,
Yeah.
She's going to have straight hair, with her civilian look.
Yeah.
And then when she
puts poofy hair when she puts in costume. I don't like Batwoman to begin with, so there's zero chance of me watching this.
I'm not too keen on the whole Bat family.
I'm not either. I really don't like it. It takes away from the seriousness that is Batman, that dark, gritty, straight to the point that is Batman. It takes away from it. Really, the only thing that I can accept is Robin. But even then, I really don't like it, honestly. But it is what it is. Robin, I can accept. But then we get to Batgirl, Batwoman, what's his name? Surge, or whatever his name is. That dude. And then there's the Clown Hunter. And then there's this. And then there's that. It's too much.
It gets oversaturated.
Yeah, it's too much.
So that's it for TV time this week, guys. Let us know if there's anything else that I missed, because, we'd be happy to bring it up next week. This is just the stuff that I thought warranted a conversation between you and I.
Okay. Cool.
So, our next segment is what we call... My
turn again?
Yes, we call it Anime Anarchy.
Yeah, Big Drip told me that. I like that name. It got a nice ring to it. Please don't do the sound effects again.
I'm not.
Thank you.
Because you already made me feel like an idiot.
Pretty sure you own a mirror. Pew. Oh, God. All right. David S. Pumpkins just started a show. It's called The God of Highschool. And it's
I thought your name was Daryl.
I just said Daryl.
Oh, you said David earlier, so you're throwing me off here.
My name's Daryl S. Pumpkins. Okay. David is my uncle.
Oh.
Yes. That being said, I started a show. It's known as The God of Highschool. It's a Crunchyroll original, so if you want to watch this, you kind of have to get Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is free, by the way, with ads, and then you pay premium and get without ads, whatever. But it is free to watch if you're willing to sit through some ads. The God of Highschool is dope, all right? So the whole premise is there's a martial arts tournament, and the winner gets a wish granted. Now, they haven't, explained. I'm only a couple episodes in. I just started this show, last week. So they haven't explained yet if the wish is magical or it's just a practical, this guy has a $1 billion, so whatever you wish for, he can do. But it has to be within the realm of reality.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But they haven't established whether it's magical or realistic, so we don't know yet. But there's a martial arts tournament, and the winner gets a wish of his or her choice. It's a tournament that allows any kind of martial arts to come in, weapons, wrestlers, anything. Any kind of martial arts, anything goes. What they do is they insert you with some they call them nano machines. You have a bracelet with your HP, your level, and stamina on it. So essentially it's like a video game. Mm-hmm. And with those nano machines that are in your bloodstream, they can heal any kind of real injury. So they allow weapons and whatnot. If you get stabbed or something, they can heal you on the spot. It's a really dope show. The main characters, Mori Jin, Yomira, and Daiwi Han. These are 3 dope characters. The main character is Mori Jin, but it's like a 3 thing. It's kind of like Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, that kind of deal. The action is over the top, people. It's like I said, it's a martial arts show. From what I can tell, it's like in the real world, like there's no aliens, there's no ninja magic, there's no anything of that, there's no demons running around or anything. It just seems to be like normal Japan, like the normal planet Earth based in Japan, and it's a martial arts tournament. But the action is, Daryl S. Pumpkins loves hand-to-hand combat and focus, when it's not like Dragon Ball, right, where they're just throwing energy blasts at each other. That's cool, but I prefer hand-to-hand combat. Naruto's taijutsu scenes are the best scenes for a reason, and that's what God of High School is. Have you ever seen the Kakashi versus Obito fight in Naruto? That's what all the action looks like in the God of High School. So if you know what I'm talking about, it's dope, and it's worth checking out. It's an ongoing series and an ongoing manga, excuse me. It's a Crunchyroll original. It is the studio that made it is Mappa. That's MAPPA. I couldn't find anything that was like recognizable or like well known that they're responsible for. They're responsible for a lot of shows, but nothing like major, nothing that like you, the viewer, would know just by me mentioning. The author's name is, excuse me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, Youngji Park. He's the author of the manga. And then the director of the show is Sung-Hoo Park. I don't know if they're related or not, but, it's... Daryl S. Pumpkins couldn't recommend this show enough. Again, I'm still brand new to this, but from what I can tell, there's this, like, feeling of wholesomeness, right, thus far. Like, okay, for example, Dragon Ball Z, it's like Goku's planet got blown up by Frieza, right? And he's like one of 4 remaining Saiyans. Naruto's an orphan with a demon locked inside of him. Bleach is, he's an orphan. Everybody's like orphans, or there's some kind of like tragedy, and, there's just some kind of great heartbreak. From what I can tell in the God of High School, there's not too much of that. It just seems like regular life, and these kids are just... They're martial artists because they love martial arts, or like in the honor of the family. Just from what I can tell, there's no great tragedy. There's no giants running around trying to eat people, nothing like that. It just seems like there's a martial arts tournament and everybody has a reason for joining because they have a wish they want to be made. There's this sense of like wholesomeness and it's just fun, right? Like that's the whole point of the show. It's fun. The main character, Mori Jin, he's very much a combination of Naruto and Goku, right? He's a straight, pardon my language, he's a straight dumbass like Goku, and he fights for the sake of fighting. He just likes to fight, he likes to challenge people, and all he cares about is eating, fighting, and he's kind of dumb, right? But he's like Naruto in the sense of, like, he'll do anything to protect his friends, and he'll do what's right always because that's what's right. And he's strong enough to do it, right? So it's really cool. I like him a lot because he has that mix of Naruto and Goku in him. The 2 main characters from the 2 biggest anime of all time. So it's a really cool show. Again, I'm only on episode 5, so you guys are going to have to check it out. It's an ongoing series as of right now. There's 3 seasons on Crunchyroll, so it's a perfect binging show. By the time you get through all 3 seasons, hopefully there'll be something new for you to watch. Go check that bad boy out. Download Crunchyroll. Again, it is free if you're willing to watch some ads. They're a little aggressive with the ads. I'm not going to lie. Like, they hit you like 4 times per episode, and it's like a minute and a half worth of ads. It's a solid amount. They just keep replaying the same ads over and over and over. Like, Daryl S. Pumpkin's really about to just pay for this. I'm about to go to Crunchyroll and give them $10. Like, here you go. Or I'll mail it to this too. Is that how that works?
No, not anymore.
You just like you put $10 in the envelope and you mail it to them, right?
No, not anymore.
So how am I supposed to do that?
Use debit cards.
What's a debit card?
It's a card.
I'm just kidding. I know what a debit card is.
Right.
I was only locked up for 2 years. I know what a debit card is.
That's
just kidding.
I was about to explain it to you.
Trick or treat. You got tricked.
Yes.
So you go check out the God of High School, people. It's a really good show. Again, if you like that kind of hand-to-hand taijutsu kind of combat, that this is the show for you.
By the way, I completely skipped over it, The Mandalorian. By the way...
No, we didn't. We talked about it earlier.
No. But I didn't. So there was a huge reveal at the end of episode 1.
Okay.
And I wanted to get the name right of
Spoiler alert.
Of the actor. So yes, heavy spoiler alert.
Alert. So you got about, how long do you think this is going to last you?
20 seconds.
Okay. So from here at 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Yes.
I'm sorry. 1 hour, 19 minutes and 30 seconds up until 1 hour and 20 minutes. Skip if you don't want any spoilers.
Yes. So Boba Fett was at the end of the episode.
I called it. Big Drip called it.
Yeah.
Me and Big Drip were talking about Mandalorian, and he called it. So he told me I should watch the show, so I did, and we got to talking and conversating, and then I watched the episode of Quick Dip about Mandalorian. Big Drip called it. He said, "Oh, I think Boba Fett's gonna be a part of the show." Big Drip called it, and it's on camera.
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out to Big Drip.
Yeah. So Boba Fett. So the actor Tamura Morrison, who played
back in the day.
Yeah, he
awesome.
Played Jango Fett, Boba's father, in the prequel trilogy.
Okay.
But now he's playing Boba.
Which was fine because he's supposed to be Jango's kid. That's fine.
Right. So it was in the episode. They go back to Tatooine.
Yep.
And
so cool.
They have to fight the dragon, who we find out later has eaten. He's in the Sarlacc pit where it was.
Yep.
He's made a home.
Yep.
He ate the Sarlacc pit.
Yep. He ate the monster in the pit.
So releasing Boba
Fett.
Right?
So Boba Fett's just been chilling in there that whole time? It's said to be about 5 years after Return of the Sith, correct?
Return of
the Jedi.
Yeah. So he was just in there.
Chilling.
And I don't know how, but
how did he not get digested? Or anything, for that matter.
Maybe,
what was he doing? Eating the thing from the inside out?
Maybe he never was stuck in there in the first place.
Who knows?
They
gotta give some kind of explanation
they will.
for that. They can't just skip over that. That's too much.
I believe they will.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was revealed at quick, blink. If you stopped the episode where you thought it was ended, you might have missed it.
Yeah.
If you weren't paying attention, you might have missed it. If you blink, you might have missed it.
Yeah.
So it was just a quick
shot of him or the helmet or the ship. Was it actually him? What was it?
It was him. And so Mando and Baby Yoda, or the child, so to say, they're riding off into the double sunset.
Yep.
And camera pans out, leaves, and then the last thing you see is a dude looking at them.
Yep.
Watching them pass by.
Yep.
And then he turns around and you find out it's him.
Ah,
so
cool.
Not anything, no dialogue, nothing.
Yeah, but it's establishing that he is in fact in this show.
Yeah, and he's watching, so
dope.
Seeing another. Oh, and so the fake Mandalorian in the episode, who becomes or is known as the Marshal, him and Mando ride off, and they're using one of a part of the glider that Anakin's pod. So I thought that was cool.
From the Phantom Menace, you mean?
Was it the Phantom Menace?
The Anakin was pod racing, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So then it was that, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what Big Drip had mentioned that, and when you guys were doing the Quick Dip episode, that and I agree with them that the little nods and the stuff like that is what's cool about that show. That stands out the most to me and Big Drip is when they, the X-Wing comes in, or you see a part from Anakin's ship from the Phantom Menace, or, she said the line, Big Drip said this in that episode too. Go check that out, by the way. It's Quick Dips. They do them every Wednesday, correct?
Right.
So you can see it on Thursday on YouTube. You go check those out. But Big Drip had mentioned it's a trap.
Yes.
They use that line. It's cool when they do little stuff like that, little nods to the original series and whatnot.
Yeah, and there's something on Disney Plus called The Gallery.
Yep.
And they did a whole 8-episode thing on The Mandalorian. Because The Mandalorian, the technology they're using is so it's revolutionized. It's groundbreaking.
Yep.
So pretty much they have this thing, it's called The Volume. And it's a room that can be made into various sets. You could pretty much film a whole show in there.
Yep.
You just have to change the practical stuff. So it is a giant cylinder looking thing, and it's from ground all the way to the top above you.
Yep.
It is all like LED TV screens.
Oh, cool.
Or
cool.
I mean, they're, you know what I mean? It's TV like
No,
screens.
I feel you. I'm on the same page.
So all this stuff that you see in The Mandalorian is a mix between practical stuff.
Yep.
And
it looks excellent.
They don't use any of these anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
We have a green screen
stuff.
behind us.
Yep.
They don't use that because their main character is a giant mirror.
Yep.
So if the problem with that is when you use green screens and blue screens and stuff like that.
Oh, it's gonna reflect.
It's gonna reflect.
And
then you
it
edit.
would look horrible. Yeah.
And then you in post you get rid of the backsplash from the green screen, and then you have to, there's a lot. Jon Favreau is always pushing the envelope with technology. What he did on The Lion King, The Jungle Book.
Yeah. The Jungle Book, Lion King not so much, but The Jungle Book looked beautiful.
The Lion King
Absolutely.
is the first movie to ever use a virtual. So the cameramen are filming a virtual world.
Yes.
Like they created this world.
Yep.
And then
they record it.
And then the cameraman, it's the same VR. So they're recording in VR.
Yep. It's just
they just keep pushing that technology. George Lucas had the idea for this long ago.
But impossible to do at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was actually creating it at the ranch.
Really?
So, but he never finished it.
Yeah.
So basically what Jon Favreau did was he got everyone together from Unreal Engine, Epic Games.
Which is gaming studios, by the way.
All these people that had a piece of the puzzle that he needed.
Yep.
Who had thought about this technology and, just... He got all of them together and was like, let's do this.
Yep.
Like let's go watch The Gallery. I mean, it's probably one of the best documentary about a series I've ever seen.
That's kind of funny because, Fortnite just released a Marvel season pack thing. And now Epic Games is working with Jon Favreau on, movies and the show and whatnot. So Epic Games is responsible for Fortnite, is what I'm saying. So Disney and Epic Games seem to be collabing a lot. It'd be really cool if we get some more Marvel-based video games, and Epic Games could kind of design it and work on it. Maybe Jon Favreau and Epic Games can work together and design some MCU-based games, which would be amazing.
But I mean, so they interviewed some of the actors and stuff, and they said this is changing. So instead of sitting there, say you're in a boat, right? They use this example. So say you're in a boat, right, and you have 4 actors. Right, and you're surrounded by green screens. You have 4 different people imagining what this scene looks like.
Yep, it's gonna come out different.
No, but my
idea and your idea are gonna be different.
And we're acting the way we want. We've put ourselves with this
in that situation.
With this,
you can see.
You see the surroundings.
Yep.
So you're all on the same page.
Yep.
You know what it's gonna look like around you,
and you can act accordingly.
Yep. They previs the whole episode.
Yep.
So they computer generate the whole episode first. And then film it accordingly.
Yes.
Right? Whereas back in the, with every other movie, Avengers, stuff like that, they previs the heavy CGI scenes.
Yeah.
So the stuff that's going to take a lot of coordination, action, blah, blah, blah. Jon Favreau has them previs the whole episode. The directors are involved far sooner. Screenwriters, VFX, everyone's involved. And it brings the whole show's crew together, and they're all working together from start to finish, rather than, all right, well, the writers are working right now, so they can give the scripts to the actors who can then act it, and then we give it to the post all finished, they cut it. Everyone's working together now, rather than just getting it handed to them, doing their part, handing it off to the next person.
Yeah.
So, again, this is going to...
Game changer.
Literally a game changer on how movies.
Mandalorian looks great, so it's not like this isn't something that's still in test phase. I mean, I guess it is. They're still trying to get a feel for it. This is test phase, but Mandalorian looks excellent. So clearly it works. Clearly they're on the right path. Clearly they know what they're doing, and it's only going to look better. So what you see in Mandalorian is essentially how PS5 and Xbox Series X that's how the games are going to look. This is we're at that point that and this was inevitable to happen. We're at that point that video games and movie grade CGI are essentially the same thing. And it's going to get to the point that you're not going to be able to see a difference in the two, you know? Like, you play a game and you watch a movie or a TV show, they're going to look the same because they just kind of...
Who knows? I mean...
Movies use certain things from video games to make their movies look better, and video games use certain things from movies to make their games look better. You see what I'm saying? Like, tech-wise and production-wise. So eventually those paths are going to cross, and they're going to essentially just look the same way. Like, for example, Cyberpunk 2077, like I said earlier, it's just essentially a movie. I mean, they cast Keanu Reeves and some more. You know what I'm saying? It's just essentially a movie, and... That's kind of the path that we're going.
Who knows, man? Like, 10, 20 years from now, you could step into VR.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing. Yeah,
and watch, be a part of the Avengers movie rather than than sit outside of it.
Exactly. We haven't even brought up VR. Like, VR is already a thing, and like it's very inclusive, and it's just the only thing with VR right now is one, it's pretty damn nauseating. Like, a lot of people get sick quick, and it's also like glitchy and abundantly clear that it is in fact fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas, so VR, like, graphics and look like an old PS2 game. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still learning, but like, give that, like, I don't know, 5 more years, 10 more years of them working on it, because it is popular, so they're gonna put time and money into it and like making it better. Give it some time. I'd say about five years, and it's gonna look up there. I think it's gonna go, like I said, right now it has like a PS2 look to it, right? The next one will look like PS3 kind of graphics, and then after that it will look like, I think it's gonna go in like that kind of fashion. You know what I mean? Like, that's the best way I can think of comparing it, is to like the way a console game looked at that time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, dude, once we pass PS2 and we go to PS3 looked beautiful. I mean, that's when realism really kicked in. That era, PS3, Xbox 360. That's when realism in video games really started to, like, because Call of Duty was popular, Battlefield was popular, all these like realistic, real world based games were the most popular. So realism was huge. Grand Theft Auto, things like that. Yeah. So that's once they cross that line, I mean, dude, it's gonna blow your socks off. You're gonna be blown away. You know what I'm saying?
So there's, real quick before we get into the Miles Morales talk.
Oh yeah, we still got to do that.
Yep. So there was someone on set. They were projecting a scene from the Mandalorian in which there's a fire in the distance. They were having a writer's meeting in that room, and they were projecting it. Like, whatever crew was getting that ready for the next shoot. Yep. Which someone thought there was really a fire on set, because that's how...
That's amazing.
That's
crazy.
That's
crazy.
Much your eye couldn't tell the difference.
That's crazy. That is insane.
Someone yelled fire. There's a fire.
That is insane. That is insane.
And if you go watch just the volume episode, and just like try to keep up with the things they're saying. I know a lot about the technology side of things, and for me it's hard to keep up with what they're saying. Yeah. Because they're talking about parallaxes and parallaxes. It's the direction you're looking at something follows you as you move. So a parallax in a video game would be, if I moved to my right and looked this way, like, my field of vision would also change. The world would change around me. Yeah, so that's when you move a millimeter in a video game, that's parallax. The detail stays the same. Yep. And your just field of vision changes. Yep. But that world has been created that you can do that. So that's what parallax is.
So I think at some point soon, the direction they're going, from what I can tell, is that essentially actors are going to just step into a room. It'll be like the X-Men Danger Room, right? Like, you walk into the room and then it changes scenery. And now, like, you're in the forest, you're in like Wakanda or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's essentially what I believe is going to become. And I think it will be like, probably like projector based, right? So they got all the things up in the corner. It's like a VR type thing. You step into it, what is essentially just a VR room, and they act. They give you, essentially are on that setting that you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
It makes for good lighting as well, because like for Mandalorian especially, instead of having a green reflection, he has the actual scenery reflecting off of his. And like lighting is a lot better, because You don't have to plan lighting.
Yep.
You just get in there and you're like, okay, well, this is how it looks because
Yep.
this is how it looks.
Yep.
So that's always good. So let's get into our recommendations real quick because I forgot about those.
For
as
4
well.
miles?
Yes.
All right, okay.
I'm gonna do mine really, really, really quickly.
Whoa.
So
Hurry up.
the comic book that I recommend this week, in lieu of a spooky season, a spooky day, I should say, is I recommend The Batman Who Laughs.
Was that DC Metal, right? Right? DC Metal?
I just call it DC.
No, I'm saying the storyline.
Oh, DC.
Yeah, the weirdo. Because the comic itself
Yes.
is not called The Batman Who Laughs, right? It's DC Metal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'll pull it up for you.
I believe it's DC Metal, right? And then the story of The Batman Who Laughs, right?
Why did I just miss it?
Okay, so Batman Who Laughs does have his own comic line, but like to my understanding, he originated in the DC Metal
Yes.
event, I guess you could call it.
So the Batman Who Laughs is a fictional character in DC Comics. He is a supervillain and the evil counterpart and alternate version of
Dark
Batman
Knights, that's what I was
within the multiverse.
Yes.
He is depicted as a hybrid of both Batman and Batman's arch enemy Joker and is a member of the Dark Knights. So,
Yes, to
first,
my understanding, the Dark Knights were Batman's like worst fears coming to light. So it's like a combination of him, the Joker, and all of Justice League members, right? So, like for example, there's Shazam, right? The Shazam Who Laughs, and it's like a Batman Joker Shazam combination. Same thing with Green Lantern. Same thing with Wonder Woman, Superman, etc.
yeah, and they originate from Earth 22, the dark multiverse.
It's I haven't read this personally, but what I understand of it, I mean, it's a cool concept to begin with. To my understanding, like in this universe or on this Earth, Batman Who Laughs like runs things. He's like the king of the planet. He runs everything. He's a huge threat. It's definitely in light of spooky season. Absolutely. David S. Pumpkins approves. Go check that out.
All right, so you're up. You're
No,
up.
you still have to do TV.
We go back and forth.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me do a movie first. So David S. Pumpkins, also in light of Spooky Day, recommends the Evil Dead series in its entirety because Evil Dead is excellent.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore Evil Dead. The originals they're so much fun because everything's practical and it looks silly, but it's still well done. It's a good movie that looks silly, you know? Because they use practical everything, but it's so much fun. It's such a fun watch. The remakes are like
Oh God,
better. They're better in the sense of horror, like actually being afraid because like they have the means of not making it look so silly, you know? Like the original ones, you kind of get thrown out of the scary vibe because like the effects look so silly, but it's still a great movie. All of them are great. I highly recommend you go check those out.
Funny story. For my friend Andrew, if you're listening, so he pretty much had to drag me into that film, the new one,
Really?
like the remake of it, because
Yeah.
I just don't like. First of all, horror movies have to really catch me,
Yeah.
because I like something that's like has story and depth and stuff like that.
Horror movies do not.
They sometimes don't.
Usually.
But so I had to drink probably and this is back when I was drinking. I had to drink like I can't. I probably drank a fifth of whatever it was at that night.
Vodka, dare me to drive.
And like then there's that scene where she's like, oh God, it makes me cringe even thinking about it. Oh, she licks the razor.
In the remake.
In the remake, when she splits her tongue, man. Oh my God. And then the needle in the eyeball, like I can't even.
Great, yo! I'm telling y'all, go watch this movie. Great movie. Yo, smoke some weed. If you're a loser like me and ain't at any parties or nothing like that tonight, smoke some weed. Turn out all the lights. Watch Evil Dead series. It's a great watch, especially if you smoke beforehand. You're gonna have a lot of fun with these movies. I might do that myself tonight, actually.
Oh,
just
God.
in light of it.
As soon as you said Evil Dead, it ran through my spine. I can't
see what's happening in the light drizzle. Go check out that movie, man. David
man.
S. Pumpkins knows how to recommend. Look, I got him shook over here, shaking.
Can't stand that stuff.
Like a cold chihuahua. He's shaking.
Saw, I like that because there's depth and like you have to think.
Yeah.
There's like
yeah.
a puzzle.
Evil Dead is Saw without the riddles. You know.
So, well, I guess it's a good pick. I guess.
Go ahead, do your TV show.
So, another spooky season favorite for me is the remake, not the one that you're gonna think it is, but Sabrina. So
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
yes, the remake on Netflix is.
I heard about it.
It's awesome. I like it.
Yeah?
I'm a huge fan of it. It is twisted, dark.
Really?
It's got some comedic aspect to it.
Really?
But mostly it's serious in its tone. And
Really?
Sabrina the Teenage Witch, for people that don't know, is an actual
like a sitcom.
No, is an Archie comic.
Really?
It's not the sitcom twisted it and
Really?
made it into a sitcom.
Did not know that at all.
The comic is actually pretty freaky, twisted, and
Really?
and serious. So what they did was the network TV took the idea of Sabrina the Teenage Witch
and just turned it into a sitcom.
And turned it into a funny sitcom. That
funny.
Yeah. So and that miscues people's thoughts about the actual show.
I had no idea it was a comic to begin with. You have piqued my interest though. Yeah. I love shows with that general, because WandaVision will have a similar kind of thing going on there, and I love things like that, of that sort, where it's like kind of twisted and kind of like American Horror Story, I guess, depending on which season you pick, but it's hard to explain in words. It's kind of twisted. There's a lot of mental play, you got to pardon my language again, but I don't know how else to say this. Mental mind fucks, stuff like that. And I absolutely love shows and movies that do things of that sort and just really play with your head and like throw you on a loop, kind of like all the scenes with Mysterio in Far From Home. That it just throws you on a roller coaster and you just have no idea what the hell's going on,
Look.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe you'll be able to bring that up in post so people can see the comic cover and whatnot.
Yeah. So it's the comic is called, and this is the show is called this as well. It's called Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, and it's an Archie comic.
Beginning in 2014. It began in 2014. This came out after the show.
Oh. Let's see, this is now.
This came out after the show. According to Wikipedia, the comic series was made by Archie Comics, published by Archie Horror and Archie Comics, and began in 2014, according to this Wikipedia page.
Yes. And I was wrong.
Yeah, October 2014, present. So according to Wikipedia, it started in October of 2014, and it's still ongoing, and it has 8 issues, main characters. But it is based on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I guess maybe what happened was they just, I don't know, maybe they just gained the rights to it. Maybe it was like they had an idea for a story about a witch, and they wanted to, make it dark, but they were able to use Sabrina's name, a well-known name, right? Everybody knows Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Okay, no, but that's true though.
Yeah, everybody knows Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So
it was taken by, so the older version is Chilling Adventures in Sorcery.
Yes. Did that come before the sitcom?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right. But it also didn't have Sabrina in it.
Oh.
So, yeah, no. So
essentially what I was saying was right. They took Sabrina because it's a well-known, everybody knows Sabrina the Teenage Witch, so they got the rights to it, they took it and made a comic series out of it.
Yeah.
And made it darker and better.
Interesting.
And now that Netflix show is based off of these 8 issues, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So, so I read this completely wrong then.
But either way, it still has piqued my interest because
I'm a little bit aggravated. I'm a little bit aggravated though because that means that stupid sitcom
was the main continuity. Yeah. Yep.
This whole time I was like,
yep.
So
there's an episode of that show, right? That come to find out witches can't eat pancakes because they become addicted. So literally, Sabrina tries, she doesn't listen, right? The whole premise is every episode, her aunt warns her of some stuff that she can't do. She does it anyways because she's a dumbass. So Auntie says, you can't eat pancakes. Witches can't eat pancakes. She eats pancakes anyways, turns into a straight crack fiend. The entire episode, she's jittering, scratching her neck for pancakes. The entire episode is her freaking out. She ate pancakes out of the garbage. She ate pancakes off the ground. She ate pancakes everywhere. She was hitting up IHOP with a gun, talking about, give me all your pancakes. I mean, she hit rock bottom over some pancakes. And that's the show we're talking about here. That's the show based off of, that comic book is based off of this show.
So there was a comic book. So why didn't I look into this beforehand?
I don't know.
So there was an Archie comic, Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yep.
And that came out in 1962.
Okay,
but it was lighthearted, kind of like.
There's our sitcom.
Yeah, so that's the
I wonder
sitcom.
if there's an issue where she's addicted to pancakes and becomes a drug addict over pancakes.
Yeah, probably not.
Like this is a real episode, people. By the way,
yeah,
like that really happened. She ate them out the garbage. She beat up somebody. She was like using magic to get pancakes.
Okay, well, regardless, the chilling story is so far superior to the light comedy.
I just want to mention that we spent the last 15 minutes just talking about Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, the show is immaculate.
I'm down. You definitely piqued my interest. Yeah. Again, I love things of that sort and with that kind of visual look to it.
Yep. All right, so game time.
David S. Pumpkins recommends the Resident Evil 2 remake. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It is in itself a remake, meaning things have been changed, things are different. The look of the game itself is just absolutely... I know you people have heard of this already. I know you've seen it. You probably played it already. So me recommending it is probably... I'm falling on deaf ears here because I'm sure most of you have already played it, already own it, probably beat it already.
I have not.
But God, it's gorgeous. It looks amazing. You would definitely like it because it is... Resident Evil is kind of heavily story-based, but it's also it's a survival horror. So you're very much it's the in the moment kind of game, and Resident Evil's whole thing is you're light on resources, right? You don't just have a gun and all this ammo. No, you find a gun, you find ammo, you're limited on, it's a survival horror. Mm-hmm. So you're limited on resources. You need to plan and strategize and use your resources correctly. Sometimes that means leaving enemy alive. You can't just run in and maul down zombies. You have to pick and choose and, play your cards correctly. And,
okay.
There's a thought process to this. You don't just run in guns blazing.
Yeah.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Okay.
So I highly recommend. Again, I'm sure everybody here listening has already played and beat this game, but it is excellent. Go check that bad boy out if you haven't already.
All right, so that is the Pop Culture's recommendation.
Pop Culture Corner proposals.
I don't know.
We've been trying to find a synonym for recommends, and it's just not, that rolls off the slogan. We're having a real hard time with this.
Yeah, so, if you guys want to come up with a name for it,
by all means, please.
Leave it in the comment section below.
By all means, please help us out, because we try to make a Light Drizzle and Big Drip try to make a name for everything they do, right, and make it spin.
This one's by far the hardest.
Yeah, by far. David S. Pumpkins is just, he spits
See, you
bars.
said David again.
Did I say David?
Yep.
Oh man. Well, my uncle was very close to me, and he means a lot to me. So R.I.P. big homie.
Yep.
But Daryl S. Pumpkins, me, is very what's the word I'm looking for? Immaculate with his rhymes, right? I spit bars all day, every day. That's how I got that little cutie pie in the CO, because she heard me spitting some bars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean.
That's how you got into the clink as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean. So I don't know what a clink is. But we're having a hard time with that one anyway.
So let us know if you guys have any ideas for segment. If we do pick yours, we'll do something special for you.
Yeah, we'll give you $2 or something. I'll send you a jawbreaker.
Yes. Maybe
some leftover candy from tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, I'm going to go check on that bowl as soon as we finish recording and make sure none of them kids stole my king-size candy. If your subscriber page isn't up at least, I bought 10 pieces of king size candy. So if we don't have at least 10 more subscribers by the time that bowl is empty, that means somebody cheated.
Yes. All right. So with that said, that was the recommendations of the week. So we have about 12 minutes left.
Well, we were supposed to be done a long time ago.
Yeah. Actually, we have We have 7.5 minutes. Because 2 hours is the longest that I will be willing to go. Not that I'm like that. That's just the restraints for the
editing process,
editing and everything like that.
Because we're not strictly just doing audio over here, the video as well. If we were just doing audio, we could go.
I could go for 3 hours. Yeah.
Just real quick, guys. The more you subscribe, and the more subscribers we have, we can hire a guy to do editing. Mm-hmm. So that means we can make episodes as long as we want. So you hit that subscribe button.
Because I won't have to do anything with it.
Please and thank you.
Yes.
Subscribe and like.
So we have about 7 minutes left, and let's get into that. So Miles Morales.
Yeah, go ahead. Open that up.
So the route that I would like Marvel to take with this would be to incorporate the multiverse into why Miles can be maybe even older than Peter. Maybe Andrew Garfield or me, Tobey Maguire, me. People say I look like him all the time. I don't.
Yeah, a little bit.
But one of those two could be the Peter from his universe.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And years have passed since
Most
then.
likely Andrew. I see Andrew fitting that role because that's blonde Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse. Mm-hmm. Miles Spider-Man is the blonde one, and Andrew fits that look more than Toby does. Toby's the fat drunk one that got divorced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But so use that, right? Use the multiverse to your advantage. Yep. Now you can have two Spider-Men going on at once without one of them affecting the other.
Yep.
And keeping it cohesive, but also using the tools at hand.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So Daryl S. Pumpkins. This is what I would like to see. Miles comes in. We introduce him. He's not a superhero, just a kid. He becomes close to Peter. Right. Maybe they go to the same school, something of that sort. Maybe Miles has a similar tragedy that Peter had. And Peter understands because he lost Uncle Ben. Miles, something similar happens to Miles. So they become friends through that. Mm-hmm. Peter kind of consoles him, kind of becomes, a brother, a friend, not so much a mentor because Peter's too young. They become friends, right? Miles is just introduced. Again, not a superhero, none of that yet. Movie, that's for a movie, right? He doesn't play any major role. He's just there. Right, we know him. He's on the side. We know who he is. Next movie, Origin. He gets bit. Maybe something happens to Peter. We don't kill him off because we absolutely adore Tom Holland. We love him. We don't kill him, but we incapacitate him for a while. Right now, by this point, Peter has been Spider-Man for a minimum, and he's been working with the Avengers and stuff, and he's been through a lot. Minimum 10 years. Right? More like 5 to 7-ish. Let's say 5 for example's sake. So something happens. He's incapacitated. He can't be Spider-Man for some time. Miles gets bit. He doesn't tell anybody. But when Spider-Man goes out of commission, he finds out it's Peter. Then he reveals to Peter his own powers. Right?
Okay.
That's where Peter comes in. He kind of shows. And that could be a major maturing point for Peter. Right, a major character development for Peter, right, because now he has to help somebody else become Spider-Man. Now he has to reflect on all the things he's been through already, and implement them and show Miles the rope. So that's a major point for maturing for Peter, right?
Show him the webs.
Yes, and show him the great. Give him the speech. With great power comes great responsibility. You give him the speech. You show him the ropes. You literally show him the ropes, like how to swing. Mm-hmm.
I already used it. It wasn't funny coming from you.
I said David S. Pumpkins is. Who do you think taught Big Drip his comedy skill? Daryl S. Pumpkins.
Great. That's wonderful. That's why
comedy genius.
That's why he's so funny.
I think that's the best way to come across Miles. Now we get to see Miles as Spider-Man for some time. Mm-hmm. Peter heals. He comes back. Now we got 2 Spider-Men.
Great.
Yeah.
No, that is, yeah.
Because
either route would work for me.
your route is most likely what's going to happen because clearly we're getting multiverse. Most likely they're going to go your way. But that's if they're just trying. Mine is just if they're trying to not like use multiverse for every little thing.
Right.
You know, they're trying to like
Cop
avoid.
out.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're trying to avoid it a little bit. But chances are it's yours that they're going to go with.
And again, I would love to see like a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. Into the Spider-Verse just live. Absolutely. In the MCU. Absolutely.
getting them to work together, or
I would love some Spider-Gwen.
like that's where Sinister Six could come in, right?
Yeah.
You have two
Peter
Spider-Man.
cannot handle that alone.
Yeah.
Not at this stage. No.
So you have Miles and Peter and whoever else.
Possibly Toby, possibly Andrew.
Yeah.
Yep.
A threat so large that it's Avengers level.
Yep.
Just with.
But we can't bring in the Avengers for whatever reason, so we need the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you can take and this is quite possible because they're Jamie Foxx is coming back as Electro, so Toby's faced Doc Ock, right? Andrew has faced Electro, Tom has faced Vulture, right, and Mysterio. Toby has faced Green Goblin and Ock. So
you take a multiverse Sinister Six would be cool.
Exactly. You take Doc Ock and Green Goblin from Toby's and Toby. You bring them in. You bring Electro and Andrew in. You bring maybe even Rhino because we saw him at the end. So
Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, coming out of Andrew's verse. Tom brings Vulture and Mysterio. Bam, your Sinister Six.
Yeah, definitely just not Green Goblin from
No, why?
No, not from. So all right, so which Green Goblin would you want again?
Toby's.
Okay, just as long as it's not. Andrew had a Green Goblin.
No, he didn't. He had Hobgoblin. That wasn't Green Goblin. That was Hobgoblin. That was Harry. That was Hobgoblin. I mean, Hobgoblin is not Harry, just so you guys know. But like in the movie verse, Hobgoblin has been Harry.
Okay, because it was Harry and Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes, that was Harry, but he was supposed to be Hobgoblin, not Green Goblin.
Okay, so they never actually said that.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
it's only fair to assume because Norman is Green Goblin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I just don't want that anywhere near me.
You actually technically are correct because we do see Norman as Green Goblin, but he's on his deathbed in Amazing Spider-Man. So technically you are right, but like as far as like a Spider-Man actually facing Green Goblin, it's Toby.
Yeah, I would much far rather that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like.
And William Dafoe is just fun.
Yes.
He's just a fun guy.
Yes.
He really is. So.
So I wouldn't want. Wow, what's his name again?
The guy who played him? Oh, I have no idea.
In the Amazing Spider-Man.
You talking about Harry or Norman?
In Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Whoever played the Goblin. I can't remember his name ever.
So Harry, the younger one. Bowl cut.
Yeah.
Real emo kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His name's very...
unique. I know who he is because I've seen him in other movies and whatnot. I know who you're talking about. And
he's a good actor, but that just didn't fit
that movie. That movie didn't fit at all.
Yeah.
But dude, that honestly, they can't go that route because I don't think they'll be able to get Doc Ock back. I think everybody else they could get back. I think the only one they would struggle with is Doc Ock. I think they can get William Dafoe back.
I don't even remember seeing that guy anywhere else.
Me neither. So I don't see any problem with Dafoe or Jamie Foxx is already confirmed, so we don't have to worry about that. I don't see any problem with Fox, Dafoe. What's Rhino's name?
Paul Giamatti.
Giamatti. I don't see any problems with him. And Gyllenhaal and Keaton.
Vulture are already there.
Yeah, they're already there. So dude, a multiverse Sinister Six would be
that
really
sounds
dope.
really cool, actually.
Because all of them have already been defeated by Spider-Man, right?
Spider-Man, whichever one.
Which one? Yes, exactly.
So
only a couple of them know what he looks like. Only Toby's know what he looks like outside of the mask.
Yeah.
Right? So you can bring them in.
Well, no.
Or
Gyllenhaal. Everyone in Gyllenhaal.
Oh, Gyllenhaal has seen Spidey. Yeah. So
everyone has.
Yeah, everybody. Tom got exposed at this point. And another way there it is. Whatever reason Spider-Man's incapacitated for, bam, everybody found out who he was. He had to go into hiding for some time.
Yeah.
He takes Aunt May, he hides with Happy. Happy takes him and hides him out, right? Bam, now there's a reason for Miles to come around.
Yeah.
New York City goes to hell. The Avengers can't handle it because they got other stuff going on. Nobody can handle it. bam, now we have an excuse for Miles Morales to show up.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Dude, there's so many different options. Get in that comment section. You let us know what you would like to see, what you would like to hear, what your theories are. We would love to hear it. Bring us
the sky's the limit with multiverse and Spider-Mans and everything like that.
What you guys are thinking.
So with that said, happy Halloween, everybody.
Please, for God's sake, be safe. I know it's Halloween, so everybody, we want to go out, we want to party, we want to have a good time. So Daryl S. Pumpkins recommends, if you're going to go out to a Halloween party tonight, be a ninja. You could be any kind of ninja you want. You could be like a ninja princess, a ninja unicorn, a ninja SpongeBob. Just be a ninja and wear a mask.
Yes.
Please, be safe, guys.
Be safe. Thank you guys for watching so much.
We appreciate you.
I appreciate you. I know Big Drip isn't here, but he appreciates you.
Yes, please get in that comment section and hashtag speedy recovery for Big Drip.
Yep.
We miss him.
I can't say thank you enough. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you ring the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads.
Please and thank you.
We air new content on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So with that being said, my name is TY, and I will see you next week.
Daryl S. Pumpkin signing out, man.